Interesting question. The problem that I have is there's so many interesting memories. One that was most impactful for me was one time when we were hiking on the Appalachian Trail. We had gone probably North Carolina at this point, I would think it was North Carolina. And my mother and I like being outdoors. My sister's not as much. My father, not at all. And we're hiking on the Appalachian Trail because we were there and it's this thing to do. And what happened was my mother tells me there's mosquitoes, so you have to wear long clothes, or you have to put on something with DEET, or you have to wear bright colored rain slicker. And so of course my mother has all of these things done. She looks like the negative, for those of us that are old enough to know what negatives are from films, she looks like a negative of a Smurf because she's there in a bright orange rain slicker, or bright orange rain slicker, overwhelmingly covered with the off, or whatever it was called, and we're going down the Appalachian Trail, or going up the Appalachian Trail. And it was fun to watch her disappear into the woods in front of me. I was exploring. I knew I'd catch up with her because of those of you who've been on the Appalachian Trail, you know what it's like. Most places, most trails are about this wide. They're very deep. It's a very obvious path. You cannot get lost most of the time until there's a clearing. And when there's a clearing, people disappear. They walk off the trail. The trail splits up. People that know the area, they each go in their own direction. So I'm sitting here, where do I go? How do I find my mother? Somebody came the opposite direction across the meadow, and I looked like I was confused or worried. And they said, "What's the matter?" I said, "I think I'm lost." He goes, "Well, where are you supposed to be?" "Well, I'm supposed to be right behind my mother." And this was a test for me. Was I going to follow? Was I going to be independent? Was I going to stay behind her? Next thing I know, I smell the deep woods off lofting through the languid air. And my mother had circled back around and was approaching me from the reverse. And I just remember this more than anything else. There was no synergy involved with this. I was in a state of fright. But there she was. I had failed the test that she had put me in. And yet she came back and rescued me from the middle of nowhere. How could I ever forgive her?